All right, y'all, today we're going to be talking about my favorite part of basic training, and that was the shooting the guns. Like, kra-ta-ta, kra, kra. Yeah, we're going to be doing all that. Go ahead, leave a like and subscribe. I post videos every single Friday, so if y'all are interested, man, I'm doing them for the rest of the year. So go ahead, leave a like and subscribe, and let's get right into the...
Yeah, I pull up to the spot. This shit way too fucking lit. Members only in my gang. Westside Queens is the clique.
All right, so a lot of the military videos about boot camp right now are either out about the time that boot camp was shortened because of COVID, so people had quarantine, or they're about boot camp whenever it was 8 weeks. My videos, I actually went through a 10-week normal boot camp. The only thing COVID related that we had to do was wear masks, and I got out of boot camp like not very long ago. Now it's been almost a year, but you know, I still remember it. I can't imagine that boot camp has changed that much since I went to Navy boot camp, like not even like a couple months ago, not even a year ago, you know. So that being said, I wanted to kind of get nostalgic for a minute and talk about my favorite part of basic training, which was shooting guns. All right, so on these videos, I don't appear in uniform just because I don't want y'all to think that this is official information from the Navy, but this is a sharpshooter ribbon. So there are different score levels whenever you do get your basic pistol quals in the Navy. It's not like any other boot camp where you shoot rifles. You don't shoot rifles. You shoot a 9mm pistol, and you learn how to do it, and it's super fun. But it's a very serious part of training at the same time. So you have to really pay attention, because if you fall asleep or do anything, they're not going to trust you with that gun. And a lot of those guys, they're a lot calmer than how the normal RDCs would be. Typically when you think of boot camp, you think of people yelling and stuff. But the last thing that I think those RDCs want to do is deal with somebody flying off the hinges and shooting somebody. And if you act any type of weird way, they'll pull you off. They do not play, but it's also a lot of fun. For me, it was like a good way to just kind of like get out some frustration. But I actually got this the sharpshooter ribbon. This just got phased out, so you guys won't get this, but this is a national defense ribbon. So we had these two, but the sharpshooter one, you have to do different scores. So you have a marksman, which is like just the basic, like, you know how to shoot but you're not good, and then you have the sharpshooter, which is what I got, and then you have expert. So I was kind of like medium level shooter, but I mean, it's still pretty cool. I like to brag that I at least got sharpshooter, because I hadn't shot a gun in like 6 years, because I used to shoot them when I was a kid, but like they gave me glasses, so I was honed in, you know, so know how to shoot. So if you've been to Navy boot camp, you know it's kind of stressful, just kind of going through learning all the things. So 1 week you're learning something about like line handling, the next week you're learning something about firefighting, and you're also taking tests, you're learning your ranks, you're learning everything. And so when shooting comes around, it's something that I really appreciated, because it was something where I could kind of just like hone in, and it was an actual like skill, and it was more so something that I kind of understood. Being that I wasn't as familiar with the guns, shooting guns, because I didn't shot guns in so long, I was able to kind of adapt and learn the way to shoot the way that they wanted me to. If you know how to shoot, the shooting part of boot camp may be a little bit more difficult for you, just because like they do it a different way than how you would probably do it at home. But so they made us do this thing. They'd be like, come to the ready, and then you had to, and then it'd do this, and then you'd like fire, and you had like it'd be like 12 shots, 15 seconds, or something like that. They would just call out like different numbers and the times that you guys are gonna figure out when you get there. I also got to like count the bullet holes on people's scorecards and let them know if they were what category. If you fail shooting, you're gonna be fine. You don't get like recycled like how you would in other boot camps. I know some of the Army guys and the Marine guys and the Air Force people who are with me here, they get recycled if they can't shoot. The Navy is not like that. You want to learn how to shoot, like you want to know how, but the Navy, since the guns are on the ship and you're not like out fighting, it's not a land force, so you don't really need to you know. But it's good to have those quals because it's pretty cool to just tell your family, hey, I got sharpshooter, or hey, I got expert, or hey, I got a marksman, you know? But if you don't get that marksman ribbon, like, you'll be okay. Not everybody is expected to know how to shoot in boot camp. So if you're worried about that, don't worry about it. One thing I really appreciated about the training, about the shooting at Navy boot camp, was the way they kind of warmed you up to it. So when you first start shooting, they have like dummy guns. They don't have any ammo or anything, but you kind of learn the basics of how to like load it, break it apart, put it back together. You learn how to load it and cock it, all this type of stuff. So you learn all that. You learn how to replace your rounds. There's a little thing on the side. Boom, drop it. You learn how to hold it, and then you learn how to pull it out of the side holster. And then whenever they feel like you're comfortable with that, they send you to a laser range, and it's basically like a dummy pistol, but it's got a laser. So you're shooting for 2 days, which is a lot of fun. You'll do the laser round, pow, 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 and you get to kind of see what your score would be when you actually shoot the gun, and then you have the actual day where you go shoot. The laser round is kind of fun because it's got gas in it to where it still recoils like an actual gun. So boom, you know. And then when you hold the gun, don't hold the gun with like putting your finger on the trigger. You gotta hold it like L shape unless you're ready to shoot. And you had the safety on. You obviously learn all the basics of shooting and everything like that. For me, this was the best part of boot camp, and that was the actual day where you got to be on the range and actually shoot the gun. I was a little bit intimidated at first, I'm not gonna lie. Boot camp was kind of stressful for me because I wasn't really used to being in an environment where people are constantly stressed, but they do that to help you become better. So people like me can get accumulated to being yelled at and, you know, staying calm, learning things like that. And you have to kind of learn how to just sit there, and you can feel some type of way and just not act on it. So boot camp definitely made me more stoic in that way. But whenever we were shooting guns, I was a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. And so we were doing the guns, and they lined us up in this big line. You got some earplugs. I wish I grabbed 2, because having earplugs in the compartment at night would have been so beneficial, so I didn't have to hear everyone. Because, side note, like, sleeping in the compartment is loud. There's like 100 other dudes in there, and like everybody's talking, like messing around. Sometimes people play soccer, like, and I would just be like, shut up. So like, you're just gonna be tired at boot camp no matter what. Even if you try to sleep, people are still gonna be up. It's gonna be annoying, whatever. Yeah, so they lined us up, and I have my big score sheet and stuff, and nobody's talking like usual. Like, you're not supposed to talk. Maybe we talked a little bit in the back, but like, you know, they tell you to shut up like a lot. So like, we're just used to kind of not talking unless we get like a minute to ourselves. But we get out there on the range, and I'm a little intimidated, but I'm like, all right, it's go time. And, you know, when I was out there, I was really taking my time to try to focus. At boot camp, I don't know if you guys know, but they actually want you to be able to like get off all your rounds. So if you don't shoot them all in the time allotted, they kind of give you time at the end to do them all so that you can get the full score. I had some people in my division like fail on purpose so they could do it again because they enjoyed shooting that much. I wouldn't recommend doing that because I don't think you get the ribbon, but I could be wrong, so I'm not sure. But I just would just do it right the first time. That's how you got to live your life. Just do it right the first time. That way you don't have to go back and fix the mistakes again. But yeah, we went out there, and I was on the range, and they assign you to like one guy, and he like makes sure that you're shooting the gun and you're not acting crazy. You're supposed to keep your gun down the range the entire time. So if your gun is not down the range, it's in the holster on safe. And then if you have any type of safety hits, you fail. And if you fail, you get pulled off the range immediately. One of my friends, I think it was my rack mate, he actually had this happen where he didn't get any ribbon because he kept messing up out there, and they just pulled him off and said, "No, I don't want you to shoot." But for me, you know, I was out there, I had a gun, 2 rounds, 5 seconds, and I'd click off the safety, boom, boom, boom. You know, and you never fire off. When they tell you to stop shooting, stop shooting. Don't try to ego shoot anything like that, because you're gonna have time at the end where you can get off all your rounds if you don't get them in time. But the most important thing is safety whenever you are shooting, and I can't stress that enough. Because if you react too quickly, somebody can actually get hurt. They're real guns, you know. So that was a big thing that they stretched. But overall, I wouldn't worry about shooting. It was a lot of fun for me. It's just something you gotta kind of take serious. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram at DEEPSIDE999. Again, I post videos every Friday. Sometimes I talk about the Navy. Sometimes I talk about self-improvement. Every now and then I talk about like my YouTube channel or just stories from my life if I'm traveling. Something cool. But I am posting a video every Friday till the end of the year. I'm going to try to give you guys like my entire experience with the Navy for the next, 5 years. I plan on getting out, but I mean, if I re-enlist, you're still going to get videos. Either way, just leave a like and subscribe, follow me. Let's see what's going on. I like connecting with you guys. And if you guys have any cool stories from boot camp, leave them in the comments. Feel free to reach out to me also. I always answer my Instagram DMs. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I went to boot camp, and yeah, I appreciate you guys. Y'all leave a like and subscribe. Peace.